Creative friends, this is Joy coming to you with another art journal page. So this particular art journal page, I decided to start out with a couple of pictures that I found in my stash to use as reference, and I decided to do this in my 9 by 12 art journal. I've been using a smaller handmade journal for these types of art journal pages, but I just felt like that this particular picture needed to be on a bigger layout. So I'm quickly sketching in this sailboat and this mermaid. I liked both of these and thought that they would make a really neat art journal page together. I love all the colors in the sailboat, and I really like the mermaid and the colors in her. So I'm just kind of doing a quick sketch of both of those on my art journal page and trying to lay this page out the way that I envisioned it in my head to be laid out. I really like the flowing hair of the mermaid, and like I said, the colors in the sailboat. I think that they're both pretty cool and that they would make a pretty good composition here. I also thought it would be a good idea to just add some scrap pieces to the page of music notes and maps, because it seems to me that both are on some kind of a journey, which I thought, is kind of cool. I mean, so the map is, because it seems like they're both on some kind of a journey, and then the music, I just love music notes, and I don't know, it just seems to go with what I'm feeling and about this page and wanting to do with this page. So I decided to grab my new watercolor set that's Tropical Confections and use those on this art journal page and, play with those. I did a quick video where I was kind of playing around with these when I first got them, and I will list the video below if you haven't seen that already. And so I thought, well, let's try using these on an art journal page and see how they perform. So I'm laying down. I thought, I'd go with put some yellow down as you saw there and some orange. And then I'm trying to blend one color into the next. And then on the top, some blue. And then I kind of missed in between those sails, but I go back and add in between the sails the colors. I realize, I'm not getting in between the sails, but I correct that. So one thing, about doing it like this, I mean, if I had been using acrylics, I would have probably kind of gone over the whole thing and then come back on the sails, but since it's watercolors, I have to try to somewhat, be careful about coloring in where I don't want it colored in. So here I'm using purple to get some shadow on this boat. This boat is like a white boat. It appears to be a white boat with that's in shadow. So I decided to use purple for that, and then I'm adding the purple to the sails because the sails seemed like they had some purple in them, along with some orange and other colors. So I'm really digging the purple, as you can see here. I'm like painting the whole sail purple. And then I come back in with some yellow and some darker purple, I guess, to try to darken that up a little bit. And I'm using I'm somewhat using the picture as reference, but not copying it exactly. I'm just trying to get the same look and feel, I guess, because I really like the colors and stuff in that picture. And so once I, am satisfied with the sailboat, and I'm painting that little flag on top, I move on to the water, and I add a darker color to the top here, as you can see, and I'm just trying to not make it a perfect line, across. Of course, I'm, making it somewhat sketchy because I want it to blend into the watercolor that I'm going to put down below around the mermaid, which is a lighter blue color. So that's what I'm doing here. I probably should have used a bigger brush, but apparently I was, decided to continue with this little tiny teeny brush, so that's why I had to skip ahead. I just took the paint, as you saw, and just painted it in. So now I'm painting her skin. I'm adding a little bit of the yellow and then a little bit of the brown to, color her skin, get that skin tone that I'm looking for. And then I'm painting her tail. I'm adding the green on there. And these watercolors, I really like them. They're really vibrant, beautiful colors. And so I really had a lot of fun painting this mermaid. And I'm using the same color on the bottom of her tail. I'm just making it lighter, and then I'm going back in with just a little bit of a blue to add a little bit of a variation in the color from the green. And then I'm darkening up her skin tone. It looked a little too yellow, so I'm adding a little bit more brown to that. I grab a smaller brush for her little bra, and of course the sun, you'll find, keeps coming in across my journal page. I keep turning the blinds, but after a while it like shines back in the window and I have to turn them again. But I like to, I have a window that's like right beside my table, and I just love that I can look out the window and have the natural sunlight coming in, although I do have, light overhead as well, to make sure that I have good lighting when I'm working and doing these videos. So I'm going back in on her skin again. It seems like that it needs to be a little bit darker, and then working on her hair, making it red, darker red, trying to add some more to that, using the smaller brush to add a little bit more darkness to it, and getting that to where I'm happy with it. So then after this dries, which it didn't take a real long time to dry, it dried rather quickly. Excuse me. I grabbed a felt tip marker, and then I started, putting more details in this drawing. As you saw, I kind of traced across the top of the water and then added some squiggly lines, and now I'm tracing around the sails in the sailboat. And it also, this sailboat had like these different lines that were going everywhere, so I ended up adding those in to the detail of this boat. Oh, and then there was the little, images of people, so I also ended up putting those in. So yeah, here I'm like looking at the picture and seeing where all the lines are to this boat, and just getting all the little details into it. And then here's where I'm going in and kind of adding in some little figures, because it looked like this boat was like full of people. I don't know if they're, out whale watching or what they're doing. And here comes the sun again, back over my work table. And then I go to the mermaid and I'm tracing her out and getting all the little details in on her. But I really like the way this journal page turned out. I mean, originally when I started this, I was going to, do a lot more with it. I don't know, I guess, what I was going to do. I was just thinking I would do this like heavily mixed media kind of, you know, page painting um, with these pictures. But then you'll see here I pretty much get to a point where I'm like, I just like it like it is. I don't know that I need to add any more to it. So here I'm just adding some more definition or detail to her hair and to her tail. And I added a little kind of, I guess, I don't know what that's on her arm, but it looked like some kind of like design jewelry or something, a cuff, arm cuff or something on her arm. So I like that. So I added that to her arm, and then the scales to her tail. But yeah, I like the way that the page turned out. I mean, there's probably other things I could have done with it. Got my Prismacolor pencils to color her eye and her mouth, but that's pretty much the art journal for today. Hope you guys like this. If you do, give me a thumbs up. And you can also subscribe to my channel or leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.